So I want to give my opinion on this Aleister Black and Zelina Vega alliance. So in this video, that's what I'm going to do. So in Perth, Australia on SmackDown before Crown Jewel, Aleister Black was in a last man standing match and it was the main event of the show. And he battled Damian Priest. They have been engaging in quite a bit of a rivalry, which, you know, has not really been interesting me all that much. So basically, around the end of the match, Zelina Vega randomly shows up and she decides to help Aleister Black out. And Damian gets a fireball thrown in his eye, and then he gets black masked off something through a table, and he's the last man standing. So we see the visual of Zelina Vega and Aleister Black standing together, and I've seen a lot of praise of this. A lot of people think this is a good idea. Now, in my opinion, I was very nixed on this. At first because I was like, Zelina is such a great babyface. She was such a great underdog babyface that Triple H could have really built. He had a great underdog babyface right in front of him, and he botched it horribly. He botched Zelina Vega's babyface run so horribly. Like, she was really popular in the LWO. She was really over during the LWO. And then he made the controversial decision to split her from the LWO. And then he gives her the United States Championship, has her dethrone Chelsea Green, and proceeded to do nothing with her. She had 2 title defenses, both of them were against the exact same opponent, being Chelsea Green. So, long story short, Zelina's title reign was basically transitional. She then just went into it after she was finally done with the Green regime, which apparently I've learned that's actually their name, but they're never called that on TV, by the way. That's so weird. Like, Chelsea Green's faction is called the Green regime, but they're called the Secret Service on TV. So I don't get that. Why call them something that they're not going to get called at all? Why give them a name if they're not going to get called by that name? But regardless. So Zelina's US title reign was kind of a failure because of that. And God bless her soul, she did the best she could with it. She did the best she could of a bad situation. And what made it worse is that her theme song, while I don't hate it as much now, was not clicking with the audience. They changed her music for no reason. She had her theme called The Doll. And considering that a lot of wrestlers are going back to their old theme songs now, hopefully she goes back to that theme. But the problem is that, as I said, her theme song and the crowd just didn't care. And the problem was, the other problem was Zelina was losing a lot of matches. She was also losing a lot of matches. And this is what I talked about before with Roxanne Perez. You just can't have someone go on a losing streak and then out of nowhere they become a champion. And the coincidence of Zelina winning the title on the day Aleister made his return to the company, it was very suspicious among fans. They looked at it as, oh, Triple H only gave her the title he gave her the title on the day her husband came back, and fans really thought that was suspicious. And in a way, it can be. Many fans in a way, you can think of it as suspicious. But yeah, so long story short, her title reign just wasn't all that great, mainly because the fans just couldn't take her seriously because she was losing a lot before then. And now out of nowhere, she gets a new gimmick, quotations, being called the visual. At least that's what I think what her gimmick was supposed to be. I'm not sure what her new gimmick was supposed to be. She was like in like a flashy city. She was in like a cosmetic city on like some cool like motorcycle kind of thing. I'm not sure what kind of gimmick that was supposed to be. Like, she didn't even come out on a motorcycle, so I don't know what was the point of it. But anyway, so she's given a new gimmick that nobody knows what it's supposed to be. So, and again, they give her new music. And again, because the fans have no idea what this new gimmick is supposed to be, they didn't care enough. Because WWE were too lazy to explain Zelina's new character. While they gave her video packages to build up this new character, they didn't bother to explain why. What is this new character? And even though her song was called The Visual, I'm just thinking to myself, well, if the song is called The Visual, I guess her character is that she's supposed to be the visual, but what makes her a visual? Like, if that was what the gimmick was supposed to be, then explain what makes her a visual. But they don't explain anything, because in the Triple H Paul Levesque era, nothing is supposed to make sense, and according to AJ Styles, we don't need stories. So we don't need... So basically, Zelina's new character was an instant fail because no one cared enough. You gotta make people care. And that's what flopped her new character. If you can even call it one. So after she lost the US title, she just faded away. After she lost the US title, she faded away, never to be seen again. And then with no character development, no character story, no build-up, she all of a sudden allies with her husband. Now, some of you may say, well, Patrick, we could find out on SmackDown. Maybe we'll get to know why she did it on SmackDown. And hopefully, yes, hopefully they do explain why she allied herself with Aleister. But also they should explain why has she changed her ways? Like, what made her do what she did? It's not just... I just don't know... I just don't want to know why she's allied with Aleister. I want to know why she's decided to change sides. I want her to explain what made her go through this change. What made her decide on that change. Like saying Aleister Black maybe convinced her. You could say Aleister Black convinced her to change her ways and realize that the WWE Universe never cared about her. They're like, oh, like they called you out for injuring Chelsea Green, or like, oh, look, you know, you won your first singles title and nobody cared, and all that. Like, if they can at least, if they do something like that, where like Zelina says that you people didn't care when I won the US title, and I put that title on my back, and you people didn't care about me, and that's what caused me to snap. Then at least that there's a reason. So at least that would be a decent enough reason for her to change. But if it's just they're together now, we're not going to explain anything, then that's going to hurt the long-term booking of this team. Or duo, I should say. They're not really a team. That's what's going to hurt this duo. And another thing I'm concerned with is Zelina Vega going to stop wrestling. Because the one thing I didn't like about Triple H is the fact that he always had Zelina Vega as a manager. He always had Zelina as a manager, especially with Andrade during NXT. Is she just going to go back to being the manager? Is she just going to go back to the manager role again? I don't want that to be the case. I want her to still be a wrestler. I still want her to wrestle. It's one of those situations, man. It's one of those situations that, it like, on paper, this has potential. You can see the potential that it has, but knowing Hunter Hearst Helmsley, knowing Paul Levesque, he's going to botch it. He's going to find a way to ruin it. Who the hell do you have Damian Priest team up with? Who on the SmackDown brand allies with him to fight Zelina Vega? You can't have Rhea Ripley do it because she's on Raw. She's in the middle of a storyline with Io Sky. Now, obviously, I know that's the obvious answer, but you can't have, like, are you really going to have Rhea Ripley in 2 storylines at once? You're really going to have Rhea Ripley do this storyline with Io and the Kabuki Warriors and go to SmackDown to help Damian Priest fight off Aleister Black and Zelina Vega? I don't think so. I don't think you should be giving Rhea 2 storylines. Don't think Rhea should be involved in 2 storylines. You're going to have B-Fab. You're going to have B-Fab team up with Damian Priest. You're going to have Michin team up with Damian Priest. Who you got? Candice LeRae? That won't make sense. That won't make any sense. Like, who you got? Like, who you got on SmackDown that could help Damian Priest? You're going to call someone up from NXT? You're going to call someone up from NXT to help him? That's the thing. This is why I think Zelina is probably just going to end up being a manager, because Triple H is going to think, well, I can't think of anyone to team up with Damian Priest, so Zelina will just be a manager for Aleister. That's all she'll be. While I see the potential in what this duo could bring, I just don't see it leading to anything. It's not going to lead into Zelina getting her US title back. That's certainly not going to happen. Is Aleister Black going to get any rewards for this? Is he going to dethrone Sami Zayn? Is he going to win any kind of championship with this new character change? With this new, well, I wouldn't say new character. He still is the same character, but you get what I mean. Is he going to win any gold? Like, you can't just do stuff and not get like a big push out of it. But it's just like what I've said before about the whole Roxanne situation. All people care about is as long as they're on TV. They don't care if they're not winning or losing, as long as they're featured. Wins and losses to them, they don't care if they're winning, they don't care if they're losing, as long as they're on television. As long as they're featured, that's all that matters. And so to the eyes of the fans, that's what they're going to think. Well, at least Aleister and Zelina are just on television. Who cares if it doesn't lead into anything big and major? As long as they're on TV and, you know, entertaining us, that's all that matters. So, again, I see potential. This duo has potential. But I just cannot see Triple H doing much with it. Like, it's going to be interesting, and people are going to call it's a great pairing, and yeah, in a way it is. In a way, it is a good pairing. In a way, it has potential. And that's what I saw a lot. That's the word I saw a lot when people saw this alliance come. The word potential. The word potential was used a lot when people saw this alliance. And I'm just like, yeah, it does have potential, but do you trust Triple H to make them live up to that potential? Well, I guess a lot of people do, because everybody in this day and age on social media friggin' mark out over everything Triple H does. On the internet, everyone marks out over everything. They'll put the flame emoji next to anything, like they don't give a shit that Roxanne Perez has 56 losses. The most losses that any wrestler has obtained, and that is a true fact. Someone on Twitter actually said how many times she's lost this year. Doesn't matter if she has 56 losses, but if she's going up against Stephanie McMahon, oh, it's fire! Oh, this is fire! Doesn't matter if Roxanne has 56 matches, has lost 56 matches, as long as it's good enough for them. Good enough for them. They don't care about wins and losses. But people like me, I do care about wins and losses, because it really helps showing that if the fans really care. So I don't want to ramble too long about it, but I don't want to ramble on too long, but I saw that word a lot, potential. And yes, it does have potential, but the question is, can Triple H live up to that potential? Can he capitalize on the potential that this duo have. I'm not holding my breath, and I'm going to say no. I think fans will not care about this duo, maybe after a couple of months. I guess we will see. I guess we will see on SmackDown. Hopefully they can at least explain why Zelina is now doing this. But I'm not holding my breath on it. But I'm not holding my breath on that either, because Triple H isn't the kind of guy to tell stories. He doesn't need to tell us a story. Remember, he had AJ Styles go out on a live mic and tell the audience we don't need stories. So Triple H doesn't care. He's not going to give us a story reason to why Zelina's with Aleister Black. He just wants us to just say, hey, husband and wife together, just take it. Just enjoy it and take it. We don't need to give you a reason why they're together. All you need to know is that they're husband and wife, and call it a day. So, thank you all for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do you guys see anything in this potential? Do you see the potential in Aleister and Zelina together? You guys let me know down below, and I will see you all next time.